everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, intuitive astrologer, empowerment coach, and Reiki master. And I'm here today, June 30th, 2021, with your weekly Pick an Angel card reading. These readings are here to help you get Spirit's advice in such a way that empowers you. I suggest that when you ask your question, rather than phrasing it in what will happen to me, ask Spirit what you need to know in order to foster and nurture the outcome that you would like. That's really how I perceive these readings to go. So what I'm going to do is 3 different readings today. I will put the timestamps in the comments below. Phrase your question, take a moment to get into a meditative state, concentrate on your breath, and then allow your intuition to guide you to which reading will be most appropriate for you for this week. So let's start off with angel reading number 1. I pulled my Kyle Gray from the Angels and Ancestors deck. The overall theme of this reading is shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. When the shapeshifter shows up, it's a journey of challenges, a journey of having to find out how resourceful you are and how adaptable you are. And now it's time to take stock in that and to use your gifts and use your adaptability and use your flexibility to now take on the shape that you want to experience, and to allow yourself to know that as you go through challenges, you have more and more resources within yourself to draw upon. In the foundational position for this particular angel reading number 1, we have the Fire Fairy and the angel Sonia. Sonia represents the connection to loved ones on the other side. And the Fire Fairy is about creative action and optimism. And that's in our foundational position. In the opportunity and or the obstacle, we have the Fear card and Isabella saying, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. In the angels' advice to take advantage of the opportunity or to get around the obstacle, we have Archangel Raphael on the wrist card. And then in the final position, we have Isaiah, the angel Isaiah, and we have the dragon. What does all this mean? What it means now is that your team of angels and guides are watching over you, and now they're asking you to come out of your struggle, to come out of your challenges, and to see that the opportunities and see what they have to reveal to you that's beyond the initial impact of those challenges. Sometimes when we see challenges, we just see one ball of nonsense after another, and I think that this is a time to kind of do the opposite. Last week, I had a very challenging week. It felt like one thing after another was disruptive to me. And one example was that there was a lot of chargers and big, loud cars going down the highway when I was trying to shoot a video. And every time I felt like I was almost finished, it would be so disruptive that I had to start over. So rather than getting myself more and more annoyed, I decided to be grateful that these people don't live in my neighborhood and I don't have to hear their cars every time they come and go. This is what I'm talking about. Your guides and your angels are asking you to really shapeshift into the empowered dynamic that you have and to allow yourself to draw upon the various elements of who you are. The power of the wolf being able to go his own way, the eagle being able to see above, and to draw upon nature and your animal totems, your spirit guides, to help you continue to have this flexibility and perspective, because there's so much more that you can see on the horizon here. Because in the opportunity or the obstacle is Isabella saying, yes, the timing is right for you to see how fear actually empowers you, to see how, some people will say fear is false evidence appearing real, which in some cases it is, but it's also where the beginning of empowerment lies. It's where achievement starts. It's where the exhilaration of my own creation starts to manifest itself. Because as I am fearful to put myself out in the world, and then I see a favorable response, I am exhilarated and excited to walk through the next step, because Archangel Raphael says to those of you that picked angel reading number 1, it's time to take a risk, and risking your own sense of what your ideas are, what it is you want to birth creatively. Because each one of these, the Fire Fairy is about creative action. The Isabella is saying, yes, it's time to start a new venture. Here's Archangel Raphael saying the healing comes in the risk. And then in the final position is Isaiah saying it's time to give life to new ideas and new situations, to give birth to the power within yourself. And that is because you've walked through so many challenges that you're much more resourceful now. If we think about just the world at large through 2020, and now in 2021, we're experiencing variations of these challenges and these opportunities to transform. So finding your perspective throughout these situations and finding yourself being a very powerful co-creator will start the wheels moving even faster and faster. And I think you're going to find a sense of solace in your own actions. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 2. For those of you who picked angel reading number 2, I pulled the Kyle Gray card, Wise One. Grow within your current situation. The wise woman represents the 3 phases of the female experience. But rather than looking at it as the female experience, I want to think of it as the receptive experience. When we are young, we are naive. We are unaware of our power to co-create. As we become into our middle part of the life cycle and the woman experiences herself in childbirth years, she sees herself being a co-creator. And then as we go into the wise woman, we see ourselves settling into a dynamic of understanding that our co-creation is not always about what makes the outside happy, but what makes the inside happy, that then vibrates out and ripples out to the outside. So I want to offer this for those of you that picked angel reading number 2, rather than trying to divert a situation, looking at it and seeing the wisdom within it. And if for some reason you're wanting other people to change so that you can change, I think the wise woman is asking you to think twice about that. So in our foundational position, we have the angel Rochelle and we have the burden card. Rochelle is asking you to follow your heart, and this may be a problem for you because part of you, well, let's see what the opportunity and or the obstacle is. We have Astera saying to reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and not to compromise. And we have the High Priestess. The burden of your heart is actually sitting in an intuitive knowing of what you want versus a material knowing. So what I'm really saying is that this is about the law of attraction. And right now, it's about garnishing the wisdom of not trying to remove your physical body from a situation, but rather see how you have inadvertently, vibrationally aligned to the situation so that it can serve your growth. And you can then strip away whatever you have been manifesting from what you think you have to do, or you need to do, or you should do, and you start to care more about what you want to do and what feels good, because that is where the magic lies and where you don't compromise. Because the angels are saying it's time to let go of your frustration, because your frustration is actually blocking your manifestation. The focus of what isn't working is making you feel thwarted. And in doing so, it's getting harder and harder for you to trust the guidance of your heart. Because in the final position is Archangel Michael asking you to have the courage to make the life changes that you so want, that you so have called forth. And the forgiveness card is not about forgiving somebody else or even forgiving yourself, but rather understanding that this apparent challenge, this apparent disempowerment, this time, this chapter where I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but what I did, what I had to do, has ended. And it's actually served me because it's better defined what is important to me. The older woman doesn't care as much about her beauty. She cares about her character and her integrity. She's learned that a lot of life is fleeting, and many of the things that we get upset about don't have much importance in the long run. So those of you that picked angel reading number 2, taking this week to really focus in on what's important to your heart and what will truly fill your happiness. Personally, I've realized that while I enjoy many material things, peace of mind is important to me. And it's become so important to me that those that are disruptive to it, I'm not inviting them in anymore. I'm letting them sort of sit outside the inner circle. And if indeed the energies align down the road, I'm open to that. But right now, it's important for me to honor me, because that's where all the magic lives. And that's where Archangel Michael makes things happen and everything makes sense. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 3. I pulled the Kyle Gray card, the Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. And really, your fears and your desires are one coin, two sides. Because as you identify a desire, the natural human will boomerang to the road to get there and the obstacles that are on that road, aka the fears. So I think in what Spirit is saying is that as you track down those things, we'll get to see how invested you are in making them happen. Because here is Xana, the angel of protection, and the movement card. As you track down your fears and desires, you'll realize that fear is not to be avoided. Fear is not to be, no one's asking you to jump up and down and say, oh, I love being afraid, but knowing that what you're fearful of is also what you're invested in. It's like, a singer going on a competition show and you've been singing in your bathroom your whole life, not knowing whether you think you're good or bad. And then you get out on a stage and you're embraced by people that you actually revere, people that you look and hold in esteem. This is why fear works for you, because when you feel that, it's only through that moment of trepidation and unsureness that excitement and that validation can come in. Because in your opportunity and your obstacle is Spirit, Vanessa, saying, are you going to make your decisions based on faith or fear? Because you have an opportunity to create a whole new foundation. And when you take that moment of trusting faith and knowing that you're protected, it's almost as if you would never have a talent that you didn't have the ability to express. And it's only when we get caught up in the human experience and the judgment of others that we start to doubt ourselves. So the angels are saying, no, don't doubt yourself, people that picked angel reading number 3. If you believe in yourself, you will be abundant. And more so, actually, than being materially abundant, you will feel nourished and fulfilled in life, because that's what the cow represents. And here is Crystal saying, have faith and hope. There's more on the horizon that you can't see, which is so exciting, because when we first identify our desires and our fears, we usually are not living them, or we're conceiving them in some way. We're projecting them into the world and then assessing their viability. Because in the final position, which is beautiful, is you have an opportunity to blossom in ways you never had before. There's an opportunity for you to understand that when you work with source energy, God, the angels, whatever you want to call your divine energy, that moves mountains and it manifests things that other people think are unattainable. But what they are is their alignment to the bigger part of yourself, alignment to the bigger part of why we incarnate as humans. So for those of you that picked angel reading number 3, there is a wonderful opportunity to find a wisdom within your challenges, to find an exhilaration within your fears, and to feel powerful beyond your own knowing. So I hope you'll take advantage of that this week and all the weeks of your life. All right, guys, that's it for me this week. My name is Teri Hunter. Again, if you'd like to, I didn't say again, did I? I did. If you'd like to book a reading with me, my information is below in the description. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, intuitive astrologer, and empowerment coach. And I should know how to say my title a little bit better. But anyway, so thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, comment, share, and for sure, subscribe. Thanks. I'll see you soon. Have a great week.